October marks 7 years since the launch of the AMD Bulldozer microarchitecture, and in that time, AMD has fallen behind the curve of its competitors. Typically regarded as the budget underdog versus its Intel counterparts, AMD has not had a CPU to compete with the highest Intel mainstream processor, let alone Intel's HEDT platform. But all of this has changed for the better with the launch of the Zen Microarchitecture. With the Zen series of chips with Ryzen and Ryzen Threadripper, AMD hopes to take back not just the consumer market, but also the enthusiast market with its launch of its own HEDT platform. But how does this platform work? What makes it different from AMD's previous offerings? Let's take a look at the inner workings of the Zen microarchitecture and some of its major features. AMD's main goal with Zen was to increase per-core performance across the board. While they generally have had a high core counts on their chips for years, they have not been the fastest chips on the market. This has allowed Intel to outperform an 8-core chip from AMD with only 4 cores. AMD's target was to be a 40% improvement in instructions per cycle versus its Excavator predecessor. According to AMD, the actual IPC improvement was 52%. Zen also introduced SMT, or simultaneous multithreading, which allows for 2 threads per core. This was big in increasing performance versus Bulldozer's CMT, or clustered multithreading, where certain parts of the processor were shared between 2 threads. A core component of all Zen-based CPUs is their CCXs, or core complexes. These consist of 4 cores and their cache. Zen CPUs that have more than 4 cores will have multiple CCXs that are then connected by Infinity Fabric. Infinity Fabric is an inter-chip interconnect between the CPUs. It was created by the Hypertransport Consortium to be a high bandwidth, low latency link between CPUs and GPUs. Another feature of Infinity Fabric is AMD's Sense MI technology. This offers things like pure power, precision boost, XFR, and neural net prediction. AMD Pure Power will reduce the processor's voltage and clock speeds in light loads, while Precision Boost increases the processor voltage and clock speed while the number of cores in use is less than or equal to 2. The Extended Frequency Range, or XFR, automatically boosts clock speeds above Precision Boost's maximum when cooling is sufficient enough. Depending on whether you have an X or non-X branded SKU, your XFR could be either 50 or 100 MHz. Zen CPUs are based on a 14nm FinFET process. They are manufactured by Global Foundries. This offers greater efficiency. Previous AMD CPUs have been based on 32 and 28nm processes. For reference, Intel chips have not been based on a 32nm process since 2011, and never used a 28nm process, as they would move straight to 22nm the following year. Similar to AMD CPUs of the past, with the exception of Threadripper, Ryzen uses a zero insertion forced pin grid array socket. This is socket AM4. It supports dual channel DDR4, with the exception of Threadripper, at up to 2666 MHz or up to 3200 MHz plus with overclocking. They support 24 PCIe lanes, though do note 4 of those lanes are used to communicate with the chipset. AMD also launched a line of premium stock coolers that are included with some CPUs. These include the Wraith Spire, the Wraith Stealth, and Wraith Max. These are a follow-up to the successful Wraith cooler that AMD launched last year. The Stealth branded coolers are meant for CPUs rated at 65W TDPs and is low profile, while the Spire is the more mainstream cooler and is for CPUs rated at 95 watts and offers some headroom for overclocking. Certain models can also come with RGB integrated. The Wraith Max is an aftermarket cooler for more intensive overclocking versus the Wraith Spire. Ryzen currently has 3 chipsets. These are X370, B350, and A320. X370 is the enthusiast chipset, B350 is the performance chipset, and A320 is the mainstream chipset. They support a variety of PCIe lane configurations, up to 18 USB ports, up to 6 SATA ports with 2 NVMe drives, and they all support SATA-based RAID. With the exception of A320 chipset boards, all AM4 boards support overclocking. Previously, I had mentioned that some features were not part of Threadripper. What is Threadripper? Threadripper is AMD's answer to Intel's high-end desktop platform. It offers more cores and more PCIe lanes versus the standard Ryzen lineup. It supports quad-channel DDR4 memory at 2666 MHz with the same possibility of 3200 MHz plus with overclocking. It also supports 64 PCIe lanes, with 4 of them again being used to communicate with the chipset. It also uses a completely different socket to standard Ryzen chips. Instead of using a PGA ZIF socket, it opts for a ginormous land grid array socket of 4,094 pins. This is called socket TR4 and is not to be confused with AMD's SP3 server socket. Though the two are identical, they are incompatible with each other. They may be used interchangeably in some cases, like its carrier bracket. Threadripper also makes use of the X399 chipset. It is currently the only Threadripper chipset, and it supports all the features previously mentioned. It supports up to 3 full by 16 PCI devices, up to 22 USB ports, and up to 12 SATA ports. It also supports any basic feature from the standard Ryzen chipsets. The Ryzen platform offers 4 levels of computing power. You have the entry level with Ryzen 3, there's the mainstream platform with Ryzen 5, then there's the performance level with Ryzen 7, and finally there's the high end with Ryzen Threadripper. Ryzen 3 offers the 1200 and 1200X. These are both 4-core and 4-thread chips. They're priced from $100 to $130. Ryzen 5 offers the 1400 and 1500X, which feature 4 cores and 8 threads. It also offers the 1600 and 1600X, which features 6 cores and 12 threads. They are priced from $170 to $250. Then you move up to Ryzen 7, which offers the 1700, 1700X, and 1800X. These all feature 8 cores and 16 threads. They are priced from $330 to $500. Finally, you have Threadripper, which features the 1900X, an 8-core 16-thread chip, the 1920X, a 12-core 24-thread chip, and finally, the 1950X, a behemoth 16-core 32-thread chip. These are priced from $550 to $1,000. With the launch of Ryzen and Ryzen Threadripper, AMD hopes to win back the hearts of the consumers they've lost over the years. While no easy feat to accomplish, they are certainly on the right track for success. But only time and our wallets will tell if Ryzen proves profitable for AMD. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. To stay up to date on my future projects, be sure to subscribe. I hope to see you again very soon.